Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This is Scott K, and today I'll be doing a review on a brand new tactile switch from Glorious PC gaming race called the Glorious Panda. I won't be going over the whole Glorious Holy Panda debacle, which I'm sure if you're watching this video, have already heard about it through the keyboarding community. Instead, I'll be focusing on the pros and cons of this new tactile switch and covering a fairly important issue that I came across and a potential solution to the problem. Finally, I'll be wrapping it all up with a typing video so you could hear if these switches are truly glorious. Let's get started. First things first, I want to cover the overall construction of this new Glorious Panda switch by comparing it to a handful of popular tactile switches on the market. I have here a Halo True, Gateron Brown, Zelios V2, TKC Kiwi, and the JWK T1. Unfortunately for this test, I do not have any versions of the Holy Panda switches on hand. This first test is to show the overall stem wobble of the new Glorious Panda switch compared to the rest of the tactiles. As evidenced here, Glorious has done a fairly good job of controlling the stem and housing tolerance. East to west wobble is well controlled and is comparable to the JWK T1 or the Zelios V2. There is a bit more wobble in the north and south direction, but I would still place it above average. I would say in terms of overall stem wobble, the Glorious falls behind the TKC Kiwi and perhaps the Zelios V2, but is on par with the JWK T1 tactile. Not bad for their first try. What is most impressive is actually how tight of a tolerance Glorious was able to produce in the housings of the Glorious Panda switch. This is one of the tightest housings I have seen so far, with almost no play present between the top and bottom housings. The top housing is made of polycarbonate and the bottom of nylon, which is nothing new in terms of material selection of housings. However, the fit of these housings are phenomenal, and one of the few switches I would actually recommend against using a switch film. I have tried a few different types of films, from a softer, more rubbery desk keys film to a thin and hard keyboard film, and would say that the film didn't make much of a difference in terms of sound or feel. In fact, the film made the housing fit so tight that it was difficult to engage the clips. Here is a quick comparison of the stem from a Halo True used to make the Holy Panda against the stem in a Glorious Panda. You can notice that the Halo stem is slightly taller, but overall is very similar in dimension against the Glorious. Here is an alternative look at the stems, this time with the Zelios V2 stem added in. Now you can clearly see the huge difference between the Panda variant versus the more standard Zelios stem. The stem height is something you do notice during typing, with reduced stem travel evident in the Glorious as well as the Holy Panda switches. All three are made of palm, which is fairly standard when it comes to material selection for stems. In terms of the tactile bump, you can notice that the Zelios V2 has a slightly shorter but sharper bump, while the Halo and the Glorious stems are longer and more drawn out. Based on my prior experience with the Holy Pandas, I would say that the Glorious Panda tactility starts a little bit higher up and is a bit more rounded in feel. Overall, the stem design delivers a highly satisfying tactile experience in the Glorious Panda switch, and with some lubing, can become very smooth as well. However, it is not to say that the switch is perfect. I came across a very annoying issue, and something that standard lubing of the stem and spring could not take care of: leaf ping. As you can see, the standard stem and spring lubing alone could not take care of that annoying and extremely noticeable leaf ping. Even installed into a keyboard, the ping was very evident. I found that the potential solution to this problem was lubing the actual part of the leaf that makes contact with the stem with the Krytox 205 Grade 0. Typically, I did not lube any part of the leaf at all, and for a tactile switch nor the stem legs, but in this situation, this was the absolute only way to keep the switch from pinging. Overall, the Glorious Panda is an excellent choice for someone looking for that hyper-tactile typing experience at a fraction of the cost. At the time of this review, the Glorious Panda was 69 cents per switch, while the Holy Panda is 82 and the Zelios $1. If you're willing to put in some work, you'll get similar tactility of the Holy Panda and the smoothness of the Zelios V2 at a fraction of the price. As a stock switch, I would most likely not recommend, but with the right amount of modifications, it can become glorious. Thank you for watching, and here comes the sound test. Enjoy.